Well, hey YouTube, Whiskey 3 Charlie Tango W3CT, your good old friend Jack. This is my ham radio journey. Guys, today we're talking about another antenna. I'm sure the thumbnail and the title probably gave it away. But let's get into this new antenna setup. Maybe an old antenna setup actually. But anyway, I'll explain to you why I did this, what I'm doing, and what I'm currently thinking. And I'm currently hoping this will work out here in 30-degree weather, but I'm here for you guys to show you another antenna setup. So let's get started right after this. Okay guys, so I took down my Gozizu 10 through 80 meter antenna. And the reason I did that is I was at a social meeting the other night with ham radio guys, and we were talking. Well, there's a 160 meter contest this weekend. Okay, well, when you watch this, it'll be last weekend. Anyway, so I thought, wow, I need to put up a 160 meter antenna. Now, I don't have a 160 meter antenna, so that's a problem. But I started thinking about, remember a couple of videos ago, I'll try to find it and post a clip of it here if I can find a video, where I set this random wire up. And I set the random wire up and I tuned it with the Gozizu tuner. And I was able to tune it on 160. And I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome. I've never made a contact on 160, so I thought, that's pretty cool. Anyway, so what I did was today, I took the Gozizu antenna down. If you remember, it was, let me see if I can see these cameras here, see these shots. It was all the way up in that tree up there, okay? It was coming across my 10 through 40 meter end fed halfway. I put my 91 unknown out and I ran a random wire. Now this is I'll correct it here in the video, but I believe this is a 74 feet. I think it's 74 feet random wire. And I took it down and I ran it up into the tree this time. The last time we used this wire, we ran it on my DX Commander pull down there, but I pulled it up into the tree, okay? Right here it is. All right. I wish it was a little tighter, but it is what it is, right? So I don't know how that's going to work. It's kind of low to the ground if you look at that. For 80 meters, I mean 160 meters, this is probably not going to be the best, okay? Anyway, and what I also did was I ran a ground poise out, okay? So right here, this is going down, and it's going through the snow here, all right? Now, okay, there you go. So that's the antenna. Ran the coax through the snow. Yep. Good old Pennsylvania snow here, but I ran it through the snow. And I went upstairs, hooked it to my ICOM, and the ICOM 7300 won't tune it. It just like, it was way above a 3.0, and it's just ridiculous. ICOM, I wish you'd make a better tuner, maybe like, you know, like the G90, like Xiegu. Call Xiegu and license their tuning information because it might help you, ICOM. So what I'm planning on doing later, before this contest starts, I plan on using my Gozizu tuner, one of them. I got two of them, right? So I'm going to use one of those tuners and see if I can't get it tuned to work 160 off this antenna. Because this is a CW weekend, and when I heard that, my ears just perked up. I'm like, CW, yes! And I was pretty excited about that. So I'm ready to go with some CW. And, you know, as I said, my wife won't be home till tomorrow. She's on her way home now. They left Disney World or Disneyland or whatever is in Florida. And they're making their way back, but they're staying in South Carolina tonight. But I wanted to bring you guys in here and show you this setup. And this video is going to be called 10 band because this antenna, this setup is for 10 HF bands, okay? So 10 bands, this cost me $29.95 in the wire. So 10 bands for $32 antenna is what that's called, okay? So that's what this video is going to be called. I'm not telling you a lie. This setup with a 9-to-1 unknown, with a 70, whatever I put up here, foot wire, 74, 73 feet of wire. It's just speaker wire. Will give you 10 HF bands, okay? Can't beat that. Now, would I want it to be up higher? Yes, I like it to be up higher, but again, it's 30 degrees out here. It's really, really cold. So anyway, what I needed to do, though, was go into the garage here. So let's walk into the garage together. And it is really cold out here. I can't show you my code for my garage door. That just wouldn't be right. All right. But what I need is a patch cable. So I need a patch cable out of the car. That's where I keep them because I do more POTA than anything else. I'm kind of a POTA guy. But I'm getting to be a contester. I really, really, really enjoy CW contests. Open the hatch back here. Look at this mess, huh? Here's a POTA car. Look at this stuff. I got a chair, I got coax, I got masts, I got rope. Oh, well, that's for the boat. I got chokes. Everything's in this car. What I need is, I need a patch cable, okay? So I can use my Gozizu tuner. That's what I needed. All right. All right. So, other than that, get some light here on me. There we go. A little bit of light. Been a long work day, my friends. All right, guys. So, I'll bring you back in and show you if I get a tune on this. I'm hoping the Gozizu tuner, one of the two, they both work about the same, will tune this up. It tuned it fine to the G90, but on 160, I do want to run, at least my HF rigs, I run 80 watts. I've never pushed them to the limit to 100, so I run them at 80 watts. It seems to be fine on CW. And we'll try to tune it up on the ICOM 7300. With the Gozizu tuner, because as I said, the internal tuner, ICOM, guys, build a better tuner. My goodness, your tuners are awful. And I think that's because they want you to buy their external tuner. I'm sure that's why. The internal tuner's like, it's marginal at best. It won't tune much of anything. So, all right. But we're going to do that, and I'll bring you back in and show you that. And like I said, I'm doing this to work the 160 meter contest this weekend because my wife won't be home until sometime Saturday evening, maybe. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure when they're going to leave the hotel. I figured they would have left Disney early this morning, but they didn't pack up and leave until like almost checkout, like 11. And they were going halfway to South Carolina, and then after that, they were coming home. So, but yeah, so I have some free time, and I figured, why not work some of the contest, right? So we're going to do that, all right? So I'll show you guys. I'll bring you back in here and show you if I can get it to tune, and I surely hope I can do because I just stayed out here in the freezing cold to take down the Gozizu 10 through 80 and put up my random wire so I can get on 160. All right, guys. I'll talk to you in a little while. Okay, guys. So I made it back up to the shack here, the Jack Shack. And I'm getting ready to hook the tuner up. So I'm going to hook the tuner up. The contest has already started. It starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to go ahead and hook the tuner up and see if I can't tune the ICOM 7300 up with the tuner to get on 160. So let's go ahead and get that set up. Alright guys, so I'm going to try to do here, hopefully you can see the radio okay. I am going to I lowered the power down to 10 watts. Let's see if I can tune this thing. And I think I'll go to keyer. We're going to set it as a straight key right now. And if you look over here at the tuner, get this thing set up better. See the tuner here? I got a 1.13 match. %99 efficiency on the antenna. Okay, so it is early. I mean, as far as it's not actually night yet. So let's set the keyer back to paddle. We're going to take the power back up to 80 watts. So the Gazizu tuner is working on the antenna. All right, my next thing to do is to see if my logging software is going to work for this contest. Okay guys, so I've been using a 71-foot random wire with a 9-to-1 unknown, as I showed you earlier, that I hung out in the very cold weather. And I was using that on 160 meters for the contest. And I can't bring it up here right now. Anyway, so the thing I'm finding with that is, even though the tuner says it's 98% efficient, the problem with the antenna itself is, I think it's too low to the ground, and two, I believe that it's not quite long enough to really be real efficient on 160. Even though I made, I think, 40 or 45 contacts on the contest. So what I'm going to do now is go outside, and I'm not going to record all this. I'll show you my final results when I put it up. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the 71-foot random wire down, and I'm going to increase the total wire length to 148 feet, which is also a random wire length. Here's the random wire length right here. Okay, here's a picture of it, and that's what I keep it on my phone too. So anyway, I had a 203-foot wire up before, but it didn't really matter. And like I said, again, right now I have a 71 feet. I'll put the meter length here, and I'm increasing that to 148 feet, hanging it from the front tree where the Gazizu 10 through 80 meter antenna was. And I'm going to pull it a little bit higher into the back tree, back of the house, to try to get that wire higher up off the ground. And more than that, to get the unknown up into the tree instead of lower angled down by the garage there. So, all right, I'm going to go outside and put this together, try to get this up. It's freezing out there right now. It's about 26 degrees, so I'll be in and out of the garage pretty quick getting this thing together, and hopefully it's going to do me a lot better job this evening when 160 opens back up for the rest of the contest. Okay, well, thanks for watching this part, and I'll show you the final results outside. Okay guys, I did want to bring you in before I hang this thing and show you what I did with this. So if you buy one of these unknowns, there's really, unless you get a carabiner or something for this clip in the back here, for this little hole right here, there's no way to get a rope through there. So what I did, I just put 2 zip ties together. So that's how I'm going to hang it up in the tree, okay? I'm not, and I'm probably kicking myself for this, but I'm not going to hang a counterpoise off of here because I don't want it blowing in the wind. So I'm not going to hang a counterpoise off. I'm just going to let it go for now and see if it works. You know, building antennas, guys, is all about experimentation. It's not about what works. And, you know, it's definitely about what doesn't work. But you don't have to read every book and say, oh, that's the exact way to build it. Build it your way and see what happens, right? So we're going to see if it's any better. But there's the wire, all the speaker wire. I can tell you that this is an invaluable tool if you're doing any antenna builds, is a heat gun. I tried to use that little torch before. You guys see me trying to use a little, like a little lighter or something. That's not good. Buy yourself one of those. They're very inexpensive. All right, I can go outside and I'll get my coat on here. I got everything ready. I'm gonna go outside and get this antenna up in the air, and I'll walk you out there and show you once I'm done. Okay guys, yeah, that was a bit way cold out there. Again, for the love of ham radio, but I'm going to use my choke that I built in the house because I did not put a counterpoise on. So that tells me that the coax is going to become part of the antenna. So I'm going to just choke it right at the AB switch in the house. I believe that's where I'm going to choke it at. And then going to the radio, there's also another choke from my antenna. So it's a pretty powerful choke. But it just seemed like last night, like I was getting a lot of RF into the shack because I couldn't even use the computer last night. Every time it was hooked to the computer, and every time I go to log, the computer would lock up. So I had to unplug the USB cable from the computer and just log, so I can use the logging program. All right, but let's take a quick walk outside, and then once I get everything hooked up and see how it works out, I'll come back in, we'll wrap everything up, and I'll tell you how I did. So, but it's definitely a lot higher. Let's go look. Okay, that's where it was. Okay, let me try to show you a piece of video right now, how it was on there. I showed you that earlier. Okay, now let me show you where it's at. Now you got my antenna. If you can see right there, there is an insulator right there. Okay, that's my antenna coming. That's my 10 through 40. The wire beside it is the 148 feet random wire. So the only thing I didn't like about it, well, it's not going to hurt it. It's really hard, guys. Don't get too particular about your wires. You can pretty much run a wire anywhere you want. You can bend it, shape it, turn it. It doesn't really matter. But I mean, I've seen inverted L's, V's, upside down V's and whatever. Anyway, you can see the insulator here, right there. So the wire's actually going over that limb, and I know you guys are going to say, well, if it rains, yeah, you're right. If it rains, it can be conductive up there. So it's not raining right now. There's no snow on there, so we're good. We'll get through the night. We're not expecting any weather. I'd like it to be on the other side hanging, but that's how much extra wire I had coming down, and that's fine. I'll be okay with that. All right, let's go up on the other side. All right, this one again came right like the Gozizu 10 through 80. It's coming right beside the pipe. It's not touching it. Of my antenna up there. Okay, I got it back up in the tree where I had the Gozizu, and I got the feed point up instead of being low, like a slant or a leaning antenna. The feed point's all the way up there now. Okay, so hopefully it holds up. It only has to work out for me for one night, so I can get through tonight with the 160 meter contest, and I'll take it down, guys. But that is basically the whole entire antenna, guys. $45 for 10 bands. You can't beat that antenna, right? 45 bucks for 10 bands. All right, I'm getting in the house. It's freezing. Okay, guys, that's a wrap to another video. I hope you enjoyed this video content, and I hope you'll build one of these antennas. This is a 10-band ham radio HF antenna. You could build this thing for about 40 bucks. So the $40 10-band antenna. What I mean by 10 bands, it will go from 6 meters all the way to 160. Now with the antenna lower, you've seen it where I first showed you the antenna where it was lower to the ground. I showed you a couple different clips of that. That was not the best way. You talk about a compromised antenna. Guys, that was super compromised. And I really understand compromised antennas. I threw that up there when I came in from work on Friday. It was very cold outside. I had to take the other antenna down, make some changes to put that one up. So I got it up so I can operate on the 160 contest. Well, with that antenna at that height, I made 40 QSOs. I called CQ with that antenna, and I never even got spotted by the reverse beacon. So that shows you that it wasn't really working. So when I went out on, on Sunday? No, Saturday. Saturday morning. Yeah, Saturday morning, I went out, took the antenna down, added wire to it, remember, and I made it 143 feet random wire with the 9-to-1 unknown. And I got the unknown you've seen up in the tree, so I got it higher, okay? And I got the other end of the wire you've seen. It was also higher. So the wire total was probably a height of, I would say, probably guessing about 30 or 35 feet in the air. So with that said, it made a huge difference. I didn't get to work a lot. I told you guys my wife was coming home, so I spent time with my wife, and we watched some TV together and stuff, catching up on the week. So I didn't really work a lot last night, but I did want to wake up early this morning. This is now Sunday, and work some more of that contest. So I got up, hooked the antenna and everything back up to the tuner, and was able to start pulling out a lot of really, really good contacts. And then I got to the point where it was very hard searching and pouncing, where you just move the dial and pounce on the call. And I wasn't really making a lot of contacts, or a number of contacts that I thought I could make. So I thought, okay, well, let's start calling CQ on an open frequency to see what would happen. I did that, and right away the reverse beacon lit up because I was watching it. And I knew that the antenna was transmitting very well at the different height. So when I started this morning, and I got up at 5 a.m. and started Eastern Standard Time, I had 40 contacts. Guys, I started calling CQ, and the people started coming in and coming in, coming in. I ended up getting 65 more QSOs from 5 a.m. until pretty much the sun came up, and 160 band, it went flat at that point. So that gives me 105 QSOs on 160, and I worked the contest for a total of, I believe, I'm trying to see here, almost 4 hours. So I worked the contest for 4 hours. So that's not bad, overall. 160 is a really tough band, but this antenna will do it. So if you guys are out there looking for antennas, you're like, I don't know what to do, go back, watch where I put this antenna, watch how I put it up. And again, you don't need 143 feet. I did that because I was in the contest. I wanted maximum amount of surface for receive and transmit. The 71 feet antenna, or 71 foot antenna, worked just fine. So, but the only thing it is, and probably if I had it up higher, it probably would have been okay also. But being it was close to the ground, I think that was causing me more trouble than not. But even at 71 feet, you can still have 10 bands, okay? Not kidding, it works fine. That speaker wire, very inexpensive speaker wire, and a $30 Anand from DX Engineering. It's a 9-to-1 Anand. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. I had a lot of fun. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to put this clip in here, and I forgot to talk about it. Here's a station I'm receiving. You can't hear it because I have my headphones on. But here's a station I'm receiving. You can see the signal level. He was like an S9, as you can see there. So it was really good. The antenna up higher worked really, really well. I was really impressed. So guys, thank you very much for, again, watching this video. If you liked it, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you on board here with me. You're going to be getting more antenna videos. And not only do I build the antennas, I actually use them, okay? It's not just a theory like we could do it. I actually go out there and put them up. And I think I learned that step from people like, people like Walt. He builds them and uses them. And people like Callan. I love watching his stuff from DX Commander. He goes out and he explains what he's doing. He builds them and he uses them. That's what I want this channel to be. If I'm building an antenna, I'm not just going to show you and then scrap it. I'm going to build it and try it out and see what happens. So, and remember I told you I hung it in the truth, no counterpoise? It worked fine. And remember I told you I put my choke on it? That didn't work too well. When I started calling CQ, I was watching my SWR and it started going up, 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 up. And what I noticed was, I didn't have a big enough core in that choke. It's good for QRP, but I was pushing 80 watts and it heated the core up. And at that point, it threw the SWR up to about a 3. So I had to take that off and run the coax straight into the tuner, and I was fine. So again, thank you so much. Again, hit that subscribe button. To all my subscribers out there, thank you so much for subscribing and staying with me here. I truly appreciate it. I like building a community. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. That helps it go up in the ratings and so everybody can see this video. So guys, take care. This is my ham radio journey. I am Whiskey 3 Charlie Tango, W3CT, your good old friend Jack. I will talk to you next time. Hope to catch you on the airways. Bye for now, everybody.